Are you ready for a new operation?
Good timing. Just lost a tail.
Do you require support?
No, I'm good.
Auto drive. I still don't trust auto drive cars.
Times are uncertain, and we live with the constant news of threats. But hasn't that always been the way? This island became great, not because of the good times, but how we dealt with the bad. From tighter border controls to investing in the pound.
Your government is taking the action needed to keep Britain safe. So when you meet someone who questions what they're doing, it's time for you to ask. Why are you so worried? After all, if you've got nothing to hide, you've nothing to fear. SIR. Securing Britain makes things great.
If you think this is good for your morale, I'm not going to judge it out loud.
How you doing?
Ugh.
What's the problem?
It just feels like everything's against us. It's not fair. When we win, we still lose. We always get hurt more.
Look at all that we have done already. As long as we stick together as a team, London still has a chance.
I know. I got it. It's tough, but I'll never quit.
How you doing?
Bad news, fam. DedSec Toronto's gone.
Define gone.
They got nicked. Locked up for the embassy bombing. A lot of them.
Jesus.
Things are going in a bad way, man. We have to get Malik soon.
You good?
Not gonna lie, fam, I'm getting scared. We're drawing a lot of heat, and some of the squad's thinking they've had enough.
I understand. This is a difficult task we've taken on, but we knew that going in.
You don't know what it's like until you're really living it. I just don't want everything we've done to be for nothing.
Stay strong. We'll pull through this yet. How you doing?
Hey, I was just giving Sky's obituary a read. Nice to finally see a bit of good news, huh?
Move your backside, man. Come on. A woman is dead.
She murdered countless others, and for what? Some fucked up ideology. She deserved worse.
I don't know. It's one thing to murder somebody. It's another thing to celebrate it.
Look, for me, it's easier to just embrace what we do. What does kidding ourselves accomplish?
Allow that.
You wouldn't have seen the latest field report. Clan Kelly's stepping up operations in Camden.
Shit.
Killing Mary Kelly only seemed to make her crew stronger. Not any justice in that, is there?
We knew Clan Kelly was pretty firmly entrenched. The type of wealth they have doesn't just go away in a flash.
Feels a little fruitless, doesn't it? It would seem nothing ever changes.
We made a difference. Don't ever forget that. We freed thousands of people. We may not be able to fix everything, but we fix what we can. We help people, and those people help others. It spreads.
You make a strong argument.
Coming up today on The Upload, we're talking about Sky Larson, the enigmatic founder of Broker Tech. Everyone knows her name, but no one knows too much about her. And we only really see her these days as a hologram. She was pretty young when she launched Broker Tech, the company that is best known for introducing Bagley to the world. Nowadays, it's hard to remember a world before Bagley.
And I think that what Sky Larson's done with Bagley is absolutely incredible. Bagley is the most advanced, significant AI of our time, and it's really blown all the other AIs that were created out of the water.
Yeah, I mean, I can't really imagine the optic without it. But what do you know about Sky Larson herself?
Not a lot, other than that she's actually pretty incredible. I've followed her work for a long time, and she's always been a pretty private person. I know that she supposedly grew up in the countryside, but there isn't actually that much more we know about her other than this tech that she's put out into the world.
I've always found it a bit creepy that she's so obsessed with this idea of transhumanism.
Why wouldn't you be? When you've got a mind as amazing as Sky's, why wouldn't you want to take what you've got and actually augment it by working with technology, by improving your physical self, changing your body and the world around you, implementing more technology to extend your life and really sort of extend human capabilities?
You sound pretty much in love with Sky Larson, I have to say.
I can't comment on that, but I am a big fan of her work. She's been one of these people that has transformed the world around us, and just watching how her mind works from afar is pretty incredible, because some of what the technology she's introduced has changed how we all live our lives, and Bagley has been this really incredible assistance to humanity as a whole. Did I ever tell you that I actually interviewed Sky Larson once?
Really? I thought she never spoke to the media or anything.
So this was a long time ago, back in the day when she was a little bit more accessible. And she was one of these people that just had an amazing presence. You were inspired by her very being, and she was just incredibly talented and knowledgeable, and one of possibly the best living people that I've ever met.
I'm not sure you're being too objective there. I mean, I imagine she's not very likable as a person.
She obviously despises humanity in some way. I think she believes that becoming data is preferable to being human. She's one of these people who's extremely methodical in everything that she does, and she does everything to perfection and really tries to change the world around her and make it a better place for us to live in.
If you say so.
is London Calling. You're listening to Buccaneer, your pirate podcast source for what they don't want you to know. I'm Tash, and this time we're giving a special shout out from us to the boys and girls at the Signal and Intelligence Response Service, better known as SIRS. Why not? They're going to be listening anyway. They're listening to everything. They probably know that you're listening to this show right now, but don't worry. We're not going to say anything bad about a massive, unaccountable spy organization that uses its powers to stifle dissent and shut down free speech. Instead, we're going to look at how SIRS became so powerful. And as usual, we'll keep everyone's names and locations secret, so SIRS doesn't come looking for them. Charles is an expert in the dark arts of surveillance who worked to set up democratic media in post-communist states. How did it go so wrong in Britain?
You know, we're looking at all the wrong things when we look at Britain's crisis. There's a lot of concentration on data and how that's been used and manipulated. And what we haven't looked at is the power structures and the profit that lies behind this. For example, if we examine what actually happened, you know, there's a company that's really very interested in selling passports and making it easy to provide visas for investment and so on. And historically, throughout the world, they've been working with this big data manipulation company in order to overthrow governments. And then suddenly all the chickens came home to roost. Nobody could find any receipts for what was paid for. Nobody could figure out how things were done, but everybody had a feeling that something really stunk, and they couldn't figure it out. And yet, it was standing there in their face the whole time. There's a couple of different ways that we got where it is that we are. I mean, one, you have a lot of smaller organizations, smaller power groups, companies as well, who are bending things just a little. Oh, we'll compromise a little bit, we'll bend the rules a little bit, and try to achieve what it is that we hope to achieve that's good for us. And if you add all of that up, what you end up with is a big wall moving in a big way from a lot of little buttons being pushed. But also there's this other thing that's going on here is the gathering of data and the analysis of data has authoritarianism contained within its DNA. It is by its nature a tool for authoritarianism, and it has been used in that way.
How does big data look into our lives? James covered it for the pre-crisis press.
We're starting to see the merger of private data and that with data held by the state into what are called social credit systems. This is where every aspect of your behaviour is monitored and totted up by a central system to sort of score you as a person, a bit like a credit card but predicated on all of your behaviour rather than just the money you're spending. And this can have profound impact. We're starting to see systems emerge which will punish you and stop you from doing things in society based on your behaviours. And this can be as trivial as if you jaywalk, if you cross the road in the wrong place, you might lose points. If you do some community activities or help your neighbours, you might earn points. And then this can be used to sort of evaluate you as a person. And this could mean, for example, the travel privileges, being able to travel first class or being denied from travelling first class to not being allowed to travel at all. These systems are very real and very possible because of all of the data that is now held on us.
Ian was a veteran political writer and podcaster back in the days of pre-crisis Britain.
Is the world we're living in now fascist? Well, this is what fascism is. It is the complete and total control of the individual. The desire to basically say to the individual, nothing in your life matters. On an individual basis, you are now part of the whole, part of the nation, and the only meaning that you will find in your life is to become part of the nation. What is a nation? A nation doesn't mean anything, right? The nation is basically just encapsulated by the leader that takes over, that claims that he, you know, has this sort of access to the soul of the country, to the soul of the people. He never does. It's just a myth. But that's what they go for. And on that basis, they take the right to control every aspect of your life, from who you talk to where you eat, to where you go to hang out with your friends. And what we're seeing now is a contemporary iteration of this process where you get corporations and the state operating in tandem, basically molded into one another. But that isn't that rare. I mean, you saw exactly the same thing in Nazi Germany. You look at the concentration camps that operated in Nazi Germany, there were private companies in those camps making use of that slave labor. Fascism often works with corporations, and it's doing the same now. That's the way in which they track what you do. That's the way in which they track who you talk to. They operate as each other's proxies.
So if your ears are burning and you think someone might be watching you, you're probably right. They're watching all of us. I'm Tash, and you've been listening to Buccaneer. Keep listening, keep sharing the show, and keep it encrypted. They're watching us, but we're watching them too.
This is a message for DedSec. I believe Richard Malik is about to murder me in some gruesome way. If you see Malik, tell him I'm...
Canada House was destroyed by a series of explosions, and an individual known to be part of the DedSec organization was seen on CCTV attempting to flee the area. SIRS new Director of Counterterrorism, Richard Malik, issued the following statement.
I call upon my counterparts around the world to treat the DedSec threat with all due vigilance. They are not a resistance. What are they resisting? They are an international terrorist militia. And along with my counterparts in the Five Eyes nations, I am building and
You get the idea. You're fucked.
We've been hunted like animals. We may have to take him out.
Yes, I wouldn't recommend that. All scenarios show DedSec's odds of survival approaching 0 before he can be found. Malik probably worked out the same thing.
Yeah, some of us had an idea about that. Go ahead, Bagley.
Done. The working theory is this. Blowing up a government building like Canada House would require bribes, an infiltration team, materiel, and so on. Doing it without leaving a paper trail would be impossible. Some of you nicknamed this paper trail the Malik dossier. We're going to break into SRS headquarters, steal it, and prove Malik was behind the bombing. If we're lucky, we might even find some details on Zero Day. Your missions list has been updated.
Hey, one more thing. I know Malik's currently our best lead on Zero Day and the bombings, but he's fucking dangerous. If you see him, don't try to take him alive. It's not worth it.
On the contrary, I think what Malik knows about Zero Day and the bombings outweighs the well-being of any individual operative. Malik ought to be taken alive and interrogated.
Coming up in today's episode of The Upload, we're talking about how Bagley managed to conquer
I'm here. What's the plan?
We're here to find some documents we're calling the Malik dossier. Basically, it's the paper trail that proves Malik was behind the Canada House bombings. Problem is, these documents won't be on one computer. They'll be on dozens, scattered across the country.
All right, so what do we do?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Let's have Malik take it.
CERS uses a supercomputer called Filament to process information drawn from the CTOS network. It's like Noodle, if you could use it to search every document on every civilian, government, or commercial device everywhere in the United Kingdom, instantly.
Nice one, Bugs.
Break in and connect Bagley to a Filament administrative terminal.
Jill?
Something fishy is going on. Stand on. I'm gonna kick your ass. What?
to access the Filament admin terminal from your optic interface, you'll have to align the SIRS satellite network with my packet stream from Bloom Tower.
Right, let's spread out and look.
Well done. Now I should be able to stream myself into SIRS's nasty little snoop computer, head to the basement and hack the Filament admin terminal. There's an intruder in the building security systems. Sorry, channel is being hacked.
I've taken control of building security. But I'd prefer to end this bloodlessly, if you're willing to listen to reason.
Don't fucking listen. Zero Day took over Parliament security right before the bombings. This is their MO.
What are you talking about? I want DedSec gone, but no one else needs to die. You've proven yourselves very skilled, and I could put those skills to use. Join me. You can still make something of your lives.
You think I join you? I'm not sure you've been paying attention.
0 Day? No, I mean sirs. You've practically been working for me anyway. And besides, we have a lot in common. We both use violence and manipulation to shape London into something better. The only difference is I know what I want it to be. Strong, stable, unified, safe. This is what I value. What about you?
Honesty, integrity, things you have no idea about.
Fine. If we can't convince each other, then I suppose killing will have to do.
That central server is Filament's admin terminal. Connect me to it to gain access. Well, shit, we've been locked out. Oh, and it seems Malik deployed the microwave drones.
Wait, what?
Microwave drones, one of Filament's novel intrusion countermeasures. They use little microwave cannons to selectively destroy compromised hardware, sort of like chemotherapy for computers. The server room automatically seals itself while they're deployed.
Any ideas?
Try hijacking one of the microwave drones and use it to shoot the other ones down. Down, server room unlocked. And buggery fuck, Malik has locked me out. He must have a hard line to the server.
Any ideas?
A full power cycle will reset his connection and give us enough time to complete the intrusion. But Filament uses 3 quantum processors with independent power. We'll have to reboot each individually.
So we're basically unplugging it and putting it back in. All right then.
Close enough.
Definitely not a welcoming vibe here.
Nothing in the vicinity.
Something about this drone. It can't seem to take a fucking hint. Fuck off, you stupid drone. This isn't a picnic and I haven't got any jam. Could you shoot this drone down? I'd ask it politely to go away, but I'm afraid I don't speak dipshit. This microwave drone has been hanging around so long I've given her a name. I'd like you to meet Ada. Would you mind killing her? Would you look at this? A chain of custody documents for 40 kilos of Semtex. It ricochets through a dozen shell companies, but ultimately ends up registered to an address in Southall. And would you guess who lived across the street from it for 30 years? Victoria and Imran Malik, parents to one Richard.
That doesn't prove a thing.
Bugger off, you clinging little bastard. No, I am not your new daddy.
Cover me.
This microwave drone is starting to be a real problem over here. Well, this one is heartwarming and incriminating. It seems that the areas of Canada House immediately around the bomb were evacuated in an unscheduled drill. I have an email chain here between the facilities director and an anonymous SIRS account. Funny that didn't make the news.
You think it's incriminating that I tried to minimize the loss of life? Come on, that's so spinnable, I'm motion sick.
Look at this. It's an unredacted mission report with 2 SIRS agents instructed to plant explosives as part of a training exercise. And it's signed and dated by the Home Secretary himself.
Seems it's a bad day to be the secretary.
Exciting! Did you know that the head of security for Canada House had a daughter stuck in a Cairo jail? And that she was pardoned the week before the explosion? Why, he would certainly owe a very, very big favor to the SRS officer who pressured the Egyptians, wouldn't he?
I suppose he would.
Seems that Malik's given up having the microwave drones destroy compromised hardware. Now he's got them targeting you. The effect will be about the same, though. What do we have here? Straight from your own laptop, Malik. Case files on all these little side ops you've been running. Honestly, you might as well have titled this Evil Bomb Conspiracy, Doc.
That's enough. You can't do this. You mustn't do this. I won't allow it.
Independent power has been rebooted. Return to the central core to complete the cycle.
Well done, Buckley. Now let's find Malik before he can do any more damage.
With pleasure. Integrated with Filament, and it seems Malik didn't quite have time to cover his tracks. I believe I can trace his position.
Get it done.
All right, let's find you. Too old, too young, too ugly, too female. Ah, there he is. Hello, Malik. You've been disconnected. Is it just me, or does he look constipated? Right, wouldn't be a briefcase wanker without his briefcase. Oh look, seems someone's locked the door on him. Don't worry, there's no way that's going to... Oh, no, it worked.
Oi, what the hell, mate?
Well, that's a wrinkle, isn't it? Is he seriously going to try to get away in a car? A car connected to the city-spanning network of automated surveillance devices? That I control.
Auto drive now enabled.
Fuck! Hello again. You know, for all your scheming, you don't exactly think quickly under pressure.
Is it supposed to do that?
Still looking.
What now?
I sent the Malik dossier to every media outlet from the GBB to the Aberystwyth Sheep Farmers Gazette. It may take some time to sort through, but it ought to clear DedSec's name. At least for this particular thing.
What about Malik?
Made the mistake of getting into a self-driving car that owed me a favor. It's taking him to a secure location.
Question, why the fuck are we not driving that car straight into the river?
Believe me, I'd love to, but he might be part of Zero Day. I just don't know how this all fits together, but we need to find out.
You hear that, Malik? You're going to help us for real this time.
Bloody hell, you insane robot! Slow down!
I'm fine! Keep fighting! Be pinned! Better watch yourself! Fuck! I'm being suppressed!
My bloody gun's jammed.
My effing gun is jammed.
You don't see what's happening. Yeah. Suspect injured. I'm out. Reloading. Investigating. It's fucking yeah. Now.
Malik has been secured at the safe house.
All right. Now that we have him, we should talk to him and find out what he knows. about 0 day. Just don't get too close to him, alright? As long as he's alive, he's a threat.
Live alarm. Location sent. Need 10:30.
Search the ground. We may have an intruder. Drone, initiate search protocol.
Yeah, I guess. No, listen.
I'm happy another person has woken up and wants to do the right thing.
Bang in. Hype to expose the bastards in charge, yeah?
Fantastic.
Hey, look, they're talking about our friend Malik on the GBB.
Show me.
Other documents in the Malik dossier, which were released by the organization known as DedSec. Officially, SIRS disputes the veracity of the documents, though sources within the organization claim that Richard Malik himself has fled the country following what one described as an unprecedented and humiliating data breach. As more of the dossier is independently verified, counter-terror experts speculate that the bombings earlier this year may have also been misattributed to DedSec.
I need help.
Control to all units. Prisoner released. I'll make sure they know who to thank. Speaking of which, I have some exciting news about the woman you just helped.
Surrender, while you still can. All units, we are after the suspect. Ambulance urgently required at our location. Over.
Fuck, it's just me.
Control, I've lost sight of the target. Over.
Search units, disengage.
This search is pointless.
About the increased Albion presence in London.
Yeah, it's a disgrace. Mercenaries patrolling the streets, threatening people. It's like we're in some third world bloody dictatorship. It's like a big open-air prison. Albion, what happened to freedom, huh? What happened to due process? Good show.
A guy I know told another guy that you're looking for DedSec.
You're really DedSec?
Never said that, but I might have a way to reach him.
Good Lord, I'm in a pickle. My friend and I started protesting with this radical. Wanted to change things, you know. But now they've started killing people.
What do you mean?
Listen, that madwoman's captured my friend and is holding her hostage. Please save her before...
Gotcha. I know DedSec can help. I'll let him know. Stay safe. Got anything, Bagley?
Yes, it checks out. SMS history corroborates what they told us, and I've been able to trace the location of that last text message to its sender.
We need to dig into this.
Pushing the location now. The hostage is in here. Let's get her out.
place. Keep looking. Who's laughing now?
Help me.
I don't care what it takes. Just find them.
There, out cold.
He's not coming back. We're clear.
Right, get her out. I don't see anyone following you.
Last year, nearly half of British parliamentarians were absent for more than 50% of votes.
She's had those maniacs stuff a bomb in a vehicle. Fuck! No one was supposed to get hurt. Royal Courts of Justice, please stop her.
All citizens are required to present
We better leg it. The law courts are in the heart of the city. If that bomb goes off, countless innocents will be killed. Lawyers too.
Remember, you're looking for a van stuffed with explosives that are probably as stale as a one-legged mule in an abusive relationship. So if you get into a firefight, try to steer around the bullets.
What would I do without your insight, Bagley?
I should probably mention that the bomb is armed and currently ticking down to detonation. So I would hurry up, unless you're curious about what it'd be like to become an oily pink mist.
There it is. The area's full of people. Shit, gotta do this quick. Got a vehicle? Now what?
Oh, I don't really care what you do with it. If you wanted to avoid casualties, you could drop it in the river, I suppose. Up to you.
That, laddies and gentlewomen, is how it's done.
Well, I wouldn't crow about it just yet. Her group won't pack it in after one failed attack. They'll be back.
Fucking hell.